So yeah, we're on her channel. We've got fired from Compound. I don't even know
That's
how to
dumb.
explain it.
We should we just explain it the way it was explained to us? Here's how that meeting started. Okay, so the long and short of it is, I don't want to waste time. You guys we're shutting everything down, and you're all fired. And we were just like, "That's a good one." Wait, really?
Yeah.
And I just sat there and got sad at first. And then as the meeting went forward, because it was Gavin was there in person, Anthony was on Zoom. Odd thing about the meeting was that Anthony didn't even know it was happening that day.
Yeah.
And until like 5 minutes before, he was just on Zoom after the Wednesday show. He's like, "All right, kids, I'll see you later." And we were like, "You're not staying for the meeting?" And he's like, "Huh? What are you talking about?" I'm assuming they talked like, hey, Gavin, do me a favor. Can you just fire my staff? The conversation probably happened, I'm sure.
Luby stood up for you and I really hard and told them they're making a mistake for getting rid of us. And
she was begging on her knees, begging both legs on the floor. She was like, "You guys got to keep Garrett and Steve." She was really a trooper, trying to fucking save our jobs.
Yeah.
She even was like, "You don't need to hire me. I'll be a fucking intern. I don't care. But you can't let these guys go."
I immediately, like the second he said, basically, "You're all fired," I was just like, I don't want to say anything. Like, there's nothing to say. What's the point?
I turned into the fucking biggest little sap in the world. I got all sad. And I was like, "Well, are you sure?"
Yeah.
Come on. We all got to be fired. Are you sure? We all got to be fired. Maybe there's someone we could grease. Can I grease you? Maybe we all keep our jobs. Like, get a little grease. He didn't want grease.
No.
He wanted to fucking, which that's got to be fun. Going to someone else's company and going, "Hey guys, you're all done."
Think of all the times Gavin's been fired from high caliber jobs. He got it back in all one round. Like, I'm getting 6 or 7 people here. Here we go.
It was at least 4. It was me, you, Drew, Luby.
True.
I don't know who else got nuked.
E-Rock.
I don't know. E-Rock, I think, might be. I'm not sure, because at one point on one of Anthony's shows, he said he's not sure what he's doing with E-Rock. So I'm not sure what his role is. As far as I know, though, from E-Rock, I heard he's fired.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that changed or if that's the same. I don't know what the hell the deal is with that. But yeah, months before, Don Jameson and Mornin had been cut.
Mm-hmm.
And we thought that was going to be like the end. Like, okay, that's what they needed to trim.
Yeah, the thought was, oh, if they're just cutting 2 shows, I guess we're safe, because why wouldn't they just shut it all? Like, why pay the rest of the shows for 2 more months?
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it just seems it wasn't entirely figured out until it was already happening.
And then, totally.
Yeah, that's the way I picked up on. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, like Gavin didn't even know we were off this week from Compound. Like, he was like, "So when's the studio closing?" And we were like, this was after the Wednesday Compound Censored show. And we're like, "Tomorrow." And he's like, "What?" Like, yeah.
That's another thing where I'm like, is that on purpose? Like, did he ask you when's the studio closing? Because he knew exactly when it's closing. He was just making sure you knew when it was closing.
He seemed shocked, and then was like, "Oh, well, I guess we got to get people in here."
How is he shocked? He's the one who said this is your 2-week notice, because it had been up in the air since Anthony finally firmly moved down to South Carolina. That we were like, okay, are we all actually keeping our jobs, or is he kept saying he's keeping the studio open, so we're like, we have no reason to believe otherwise.